There's been no deadline, and yeah, I've talked to Mike T many times.
Okay, so you're still in contact with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Feels like the trip went well. DK, love Tomlin.
Wait till you meet GP and Pat.
Yeah, George Pickens, Fryermuth, absolute beast. The city of Pittsburgh is, I mean, wait till you try Rudy Subs. Everybody knows Permane sandwiches, Dallas Alice pizza. Holy hell. I mean, there's so much to love about the city that I assume you didn't get to experience in your one day in your Malibu. Easy in, easy out.
At this point, the Pittsburgh Steelers are in a dire need of a quarterback. But in my opinion, I feel like it's almost set in stone that Aaron Rodgers will become a Pittsburgh Steeler. I mean, if you just heard him gloat about DK Metcalf, you guys would really understand. If you watch that Pat McAfee interview, you could kind of tell. The Steelers are the only team. He is going through some things right now, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I think he'll be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Listen to this.
But yeah, again, I wanted to do due diligence with this whole process, and part of it is talking to a guy like DK. And let me just say this: what a great dude! What a great dude who loves football, and I mean, what a specimen this guy is. I was laughing with him because I said, "Where do you work out?" Because I've been working out at Proactive here for a long time, even rocking the Proactive gear and that shirt. He goes, "Oh, UCLA." I said, "What time you work out?" He said, 6 a.m. I said, "You got anybody else working out with you?" He said, "Nah, they last a few weeks at most, but then they taper off because nobody wants to work out that early." And then when we were throwing, I said, "Hey, can it not be 6 a.m.? I got to drive. PCH is closed." So we threw it. We met at 8 in the morning, which is much nicer than 6. But
now, currently, the Pittsburgh Steelers have done a lot of good things this offseason in terms of adding Darius Slay, adding Brennan Eccles, Juan Thornhill, formerly of Cleveland, bringing in another Baltimore Raven linebacker in Malik Harrison. But more importantly, you bring in DK Metcalf, you have George Pickens, you still have Calvin Austin, you allow your offensive line to get younger, but also develop, right? Troy Fautanu, I think he's going to be a beast. He needs to get healthy, and that is what he's doing. Mason McCormick going into year 2, I think he'll be really good. And then Zach Frazier now is an absolute dog, right? You have IS here. You have Broderick Jones. This offense could be really, really good. But what are they missing? A quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is a day one starter and a day one upgrade from anything they had last season. I do believe they'll add a running back, which we're going to talk about a little later. And when you look at where they ranked last season, they weren't terrible, but obviously the offensive line needed to be more consistent and more healthy, and I feel like they'll be like that next year. I mean, they ranked 25th in the NFL in yards per carry. Najee Harris is now in LA with the Chargers, so don't be surprised if they try to go get a change of pace back, like maybe even a Dylan Sampson, or they wanted to get a guy like Travion Henderson early in the draft. They might be able to do that as well. And then passing the ball wise, they were decent, right? They actually were one of the best teams in the NFL in interception percentage. Russell Wilson, that's just who he is. Doesn't throw a lot of interceptions, but also is very conservative when throwing the football. Now, obviously, you want to keep that number down, but at the same time, you want to be more explosive, right? And I think Aaron Rodgers allows you to be more dynamic and versatile alone. Now, clear as day, you want someone throwing to this man right here, DK Metcalf, an absolute unit of a human being. 66 catches for 992 yards and 5 touchdowns last season. On the outside looking in, you might be like, it's not amazing, but JSN did kind of take over. They wanted to develop him as wide receiver 1, and that's what they did. You go back to 2023, 66 for 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. 2022, 90 catches for over 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. And then 2021, 75 for 967 and 12 touchdowns. So this guy has consistently been someone who can go up there and give you a lot of touchdowns, but also just a lot of production as a player. And you bring him alongside George Pickens, it's going to be a cheat code. And when you look at George Pickens and for example, DK Metcalf, these guys thrive in one-on-one situations. 50-50 balls are now 70-30 balls, and Aaron Rodgers is amazing with these one-high midfield close safeties, turns these into yes-no reads where, okay, we got a slot fade, we got a comeback route, The safety's already kind of shadowing Garrett Wilson over here. So this ball is going to Davante Adams. Now you have two guys here in Pittsburgh that can do very similar things. As we see the blitz potentially coming, we drop back foot hits the ground, and we throw this football, right? We have that one-on-one matchup. This is a 50-50 ball, but with Davante Adams, it's a 70-30, wide open, and they end up getting a touchdown off this play, right? DK Metcalf and George Pickens are dynamic, and they're just like two Davante Adams, right? Go up, throw the ball to him, and watch them work. But what I wanted to do in this draft, assuming that Aaron Rodgers will be a Pittsburgh Steeler, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a mock draft here, okay? Now, before we dive into this mock draft, do me a big favor, hit that like button if you want more Steelers videos throughout the entirety of the season. It's simple, right? Just hit the like button, but also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm going to be posting non-stop Steelers videos throughout the entirety of the draft. Every single draft pick, we got you guys covered right away. And comment down below P2 if you want those videos. Let me know. And with that being said, let's kind of dive into a little bit of a mock draft here. Now, as we simulated this first round, everything looks good. The Seahawks do take Shedeur Sanders here at 18, and that's fine. But the Steelers on the clock at 21, I know they love not only Jalen Milroe, but they also love Jackson Dart even more. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if they went in this direction. However, I think you might be able to wait. If they like Will Howard, I think you might be able to steal him later on in this NFL draft. So you have to be really cautious. And if I'm being honest with you, I do think they would take Jackson Dart here. I really do. And for the purpose of this video, I do like Malachi Starks. Walter Nolan could be huge because of Cam Hayward's age. And I know how much they focus on their defense, especially being able to stop the run. If we go back and look at their team, they were 10th in the NFL in stopping the run. So that's huge. They need to get a little bit better getting to the quarterback, being 21st in the NFL. Walter Nolan kind of fits both of those gaps, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draft Jackson Dart's teammate in Walter Nolan. I know he's got some question marks off the field, but this guy's an absolute unit, and I think he would be perfect for this team. So I'm going to take Walter Nolan at 21. Now, as our second pick comes up here in the third round, things get a little bit interesting because since we don't have that second round pick, you go to quarterback, right? Now, Tyler Shuck is there, Will Howard's there. At this point, again, we're assuming Aaron Rodgers on the team, right? And if that is the case, I think you could take Will Howard here. Someone that can develop under him. Unless you really like Tyler Shuck, I believe you could do that as well. He's a little bit older. I believe he is, what, almost 26 years old. Will Howard is about 23 and a half years old. I do like Will Howard. I'm going to take Will Howard here. Okay. Now, as we get to the fourth round, things get kind of interesting. Now, there's a lot of different areas they could add. But I'm going to go specifically to the running back room. Now, guys, right here, this is huge. There's a couple of guys here that are really good players. First of all, Trevor Etienne. I think Etienne is an even better runner than his brother Travis, and I think he's got a great understanding of the game. I do like him a lot. But Jarquez Hunter is also here. This dude is a monster, okay? If you want a Najee Harris type of back to kind of spell Jalen Warren's speed and his elusiveness, Jarquez Hunter is your guy. This dude is a lot like Najee. He welcomes contact, and he's an absolute dog. Okay, workhorse type of running back. I love him. He's not going to be a full-time pass catcher. He needs to upgrade, but I love this dude's skill set. And honestly, I'm going to go Jarquez Hunter here for them. I think they would love to do that in this draft. Now, let me know what you guys think. I know they're in a very interesting spot here. This draft is not like Will Howard at all. They want to take Kevin Winston, which is cool. It is what it is. But Walter Nolan to kind of help replace Cam Hayward in a year or two, but develop behind him, I think that could be massive, right? You go back to it, you talk about Will Howard to develop behind Aaron Rodgers, and then you add potentially a day one starting running back in Jarquez Hunter alongside Jalen Warren. I think throughout 4 rounds, this is the way they should go. Now, let's go through the draft a second time to see what happens if we do take Jackson Dart in the first round. Now, things get interesting because that defensive line depth that was there in the first round, it's not there anymore. It's really not. Now, again, you could draft the AM. AM is a beast. Out of Texas, the safety. I love him. I think he's going to be a beast. Kevin Winston's also there as well. He's more of a run support safety. Last year wasn't great in pass coverage, as you can see here. But when you look at his overall analysis, this guy can force a lot of turnovers, which, again, you go back, they ranked about 5th in the NFL in interception percentage. I would not mind going Kevin Winston here at all. Again, running back might be a little bit too early here to do that. Overall, I think with AM's coverage ability, honestly, I would probably go AM here. Add a safety. I know you don't need a safety right away, but this is a guy that can really change your football team for the future and learn behind Minkah. From here, again, we're back in the 4th round. I think I like the running back depth. I'm going to go ahead once again and draft Jarquez Hunter. I think he's going to be a dog in the NFL. From here, Kyle Williams, I like him as a wide receiver. He's starting to fall a little bit. He's got really good intangibles. I mean, 6 foot, maybe not the most, not the biggest wide receiver in the world, but this guy's good, man. This guy is really good. He's got a lot of separation ability at the line of scrimmage, so do like him here. You got some other interesting players. Cameron Jackson, I do think you need defensive line. You know what? Cameron Jackson, very good run defender. I think I might go Cameron Jackson here. But, Emory Jones down here, I think he should be a lot higher rated, but didn't have a great 2024. Again, it's very interesting. Very interesting the way this draft can play out. I mean, either which way, you're looking at some guys here that could be good. Let's go Ty Robinson. He had a pretty good combine. Let's go Ty Robinson here. Add to the defensive line. And then from here, you could double up. You could go, I don't know, let's say, I mean, Emory Jones probably still here. You might even want to take a, Small Munden. Small Munden's a beast. I do like Small Munden a lot. That would be a great pickup here. Dante Thornton could be a dog. I mean, guys, if you want an athletic wide receiver, this dude is 6'5" and ran one of the 4.3 40-yard dash. I mean, this dude's going to be drafted. Now, you don't need a big body wide receiver like that, but he's got speed. I mean, you can really go anywhere from here. So, let me know what you guys think about this Pittsburgh Steelers draft. You end up getting, Jackson Dart, Jarquez Hunter. You draft, some more depth on the defensive line with Ty Robinson. Let me know what you guys think they should do. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.